that's kind of cute.
All that's to say. And I'm like,
You're saying our phrase.
yeah. So like, let's just do it.
We
Okay.
have to do the flip cup too. That's the morning of I'm telling you, there's so much. Okay.
Okay. We've just
Alert. Okay, we're back.
We got to stop chit-chatting. In between our episodes, you guys, we just chit-chat.
We do. We like to have a chitty chat, but we don't have time for that today. Why? Because we promised y'all part 3.
Yeah.
We are back on the mic. And as we've talked through the things we still need to cover,
It could be part 4. It might need a part 4. And I don't know, you guys. If you ever get sick of listening to this cruise, then, sorry, you should have been on it. And then you would be part of all these stories and you'd love it.
listen, the stories are entertaining whether you were on the cruise or not, or even if you like Heather or not. It's entertaining.
And we're giving tips.
We are giving hot fire tips.
Hot fire tips, how to maximize the food, the drink, everything.
Yes,
How to quick changes, everything.
Everything.
So where did we leave off? We're on our way to Becky Robinson show.
We said to y'all in part 1, in our robes in the room, listen, girlies, we got to go.
Yeah.
Because we've got to get to Becky's show. Now we were like, okay, I guess we'll change. We said, no, we're not going to change out of our swimsuits. Let's just put our robes on.
And this is another pro tip from Chrissy T.
Yep.
Is that she was already in her robe, of course, in the room. And it's, like I said, it's cold everywhere.
Yeah.
And so
we knew it'd be cold in the theater.
Yeah, I'm like, should I bring a sweatshirt? You're like, I'm just going to wear my robe. What a great idea. But one of the funniest things someone said to us, I think the whole cruise, where we walk into Becky's show.
Yeah.
And it could have been when we were walking in or walking out. Do you remember what someone said?
No, what did they say?
They go, oh, did you guys just get done with your spa treatment? And we were like, no, we didn't have spa treatments. And they were like, oh, but you're wearing robes.
Yeah. I mean, we could have said, yeah, we are from the spa and we do what we want.
But what I was more confused about from this whole interaction is I said, no, we don't have any spa treatments. And she said, well, then how'd you get the robes?
That's right.
And I said, well, they were just hanging in our room, in our closet. And she was like, we didn't have robes in our closet. And once again, I said, is this from the captain?
It might be from Marco and the captain.
I don't know.
It actually might have been because
Jeff. I don't know.
And Jeff. I mean, the girl was like, we didn't get any robes. I checked. I looked all in our closet.
Someone near her was like, we didn't get any robes in our closet. And y'all, again, keep in mind, we were in an interior stateroom. We were not in an expensive room. We were not in a suite. We were not anywhere that maybe would have come with this with an upgraded price. We just had them in our room.
I think this was a little bonus from Marco and friends.
So we did wear them. And it looked like we had just finished a spa appointment and had to rush to Becky's show.
And I think it was actually so cute to be in the robes.
It was cute.
And we stayed warm.
We were so comfortable.
We were comfortable.
Thank God.
Oh,
for once.
Okay, so we go to Becky's show.
Yes.
Now, this show was not her stand-up comedy.
No.
This was billed as a live
podcast.
Yeah, a live podcast recording.
Which she does not have a podcast.
She does not have a podcast. She's
one of the few people in the world.
Yeah. She comes out and is like, I don't have a podcast, but they want me to do this. So I'm on the mic. And then she's got 2 fellow comedians that come out, 2 more guys that were part of the talent, sit on either side of her, and they all they record together with their microphones, and they did an excellent job.
So
and
funny.
as we said on last episode, this was actually more raunchy than any other thing.
Well,
I mean, the things they talked about were
oh my gosh, the things that they talked about, how to give the perfect BJ, and
it was
all the things that you could possibly do. But what Becky revealed to us within the first second is that she has taken on a lover on this cruise.
She admits that she has taken on it's day 2.
Yeah.
And she admits that the night before she had taken a lover, and everyone's kind of freaking out. And you can kind of hear the hum in the crowd.
Yeah.
And some girls in the front put 2 and 2 together of who it was. And they shout, it was Bunny Slippers guy.
Yep.
It was Bunny Slippers. And Becky reacts to that, and you know immediately it was Bunny Slippers guy.
It ends up that it's Adam Ray's tech guy. Adam Ray, the comedian.
Yeah.
It's his tech guy. And I'm telling you, like, she's in love.
I think they might get married.
I think that they will get married.
There is something in the waters
that
that we saw with our own eye between the 2 of them.
Sparks.
By the end of this trip. Like everyone had seen it. And I think everyone, even on the
feels the same.
Facebook page, is like, they're getting married. Like, we all know that, right?
My dream is that they get married on the 2027 cruise and we're all able to be there as witness.
they really should do that for us.
I think so.
Please.
I mean, the stuff we had to hear.
I know.
I think it's only right. I mean, Becky decided to just say everything.
Yeah.
I mean, called it all out.
So because her two co-hosts on stage knew about this lover that she had taken, they wanted the details from the night before.
And she shared them all.
And she fully shared it all.
All.
And we were all stunned. And it was such a funny show.
So funny.
And that the three of them had great
rapport
and banter together. Yeah. They did a little bit of crowd work.
Yep.
I mean, she is just funny. It doesn't matter if she's doing her entitled housewife.
She didn't put on the wig once. She did not come out as entitled housewife for us. It was not her stand-up.
No. It was just her being funny with friends.
And we have to say something about Becky Robinson.
Oh.
Like, what she looks like from the stage and what she looks like up close and personal, because we got there.
Yeah.
It's actually like a mind F for me.
Yeah. It's two totally different people.
She could not look like more of a baby cherub, youthful person in real, like in front of your face. You're like, are you 12? Like, you look so young.
She honestly, she has the look of love in her eyes. She does look like a little baby cherub. That's the perfect way to describe it. When you are just mere feet from her and she looks at you.
Oh boy.
It's like Cupid.
Sucked in.
It is Cupid.
It is Cupid.
And we left that final night back to our room just perplexed, because she's beautiful.
In a trance.
She's beautiful and great on stage, don't get me wrong, but seeing her on stage from so many feet away,
yes, is very different.
It's very
seeing her up
different.
Close and personal. Like, and entitled housewife, she already looks older because it's a bit. She has the wig and the visor and the golf outfit and everything.
Yeah.
But like, even her normal self, which we saw her as during this podcast recording, is still so different than what she looks like close.
Yes.
It was a mind F. It was
really
crazy.
Was.
But she has something about her. There's just something about Becky Robinson.
And honestly, after that last night and when we were up close with her and kind of interacted with her, I then realized, I'm like, this is why the tech guy is in love with her.
Exactly how she was able to take on a lover.
Yes.
From like half a second meeting.
Correct.
We are now going to have sex.
Yes.
And we are going to be in love.
Like, I see how that happened now.
You're telling you.
Okay.
I mean.
So we're going to get to that. But just know that you need to file that away as well. There's a lot of files.
Follow that away. File that away.
File
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. So we finish up their show. Absolutely. That is when we exit the theater. We see the girl throwing up in the cup. The friend is very annoyed next to her. You know, we're like, it's still happening. You know, it's
we're multi-days in.
Yeah, we're multi-days in.
So maybe we can't blame the seasickness anymore.
No.
Okay.
And so we head back, and I think we might go get a snack because that's what we do.
Yes.
But
yeah, we probably did
We did. We went and got a snack. We went back to the room. We dumped our robes.
Yes.
Then we got a snack.
This is the only picture I took from Becky's show. It's the seats. I don't know what I was doing. I obviously was just like a slip.
We took our Got Milk picture.
Oh yes, we took our Got Milk picture.
Got Milk picture in
because
our
we're
robes.
still working. So at this point we realized like, our episodes come out for today.
Yeah, it was that day, so we needed to do a little.
And you had titled it "Sponsored by Got Milk."
Sponsored by Got Milk.
So she's like, "What should we do?" I said, "Just put little white mustaches on us." And
I was trying to make it like not look like old Hitler, and I think I did a pretty good job.
You did a fantastic job because your first iterations were giving Hitler
old Hitler.
Yeah. Even though his were black, but the white, it's just it's too synonymous. You did a fantastic job.
You so much.
She quickly got that done sitting in our robes.
Yeah. And so we get a snack. We go to the Lido deck.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So we go out. Heather is on stage.
As always.
She's having a chat.
She's everywhere. This is her live podcast recording that we stumbled upon after Becky's show.
We stumbled upon it. And so everybody's out there. We eat our chicken. We're having a great time. We run into some friends. Mm-hmm. Heather does a little bit of like pictures and video and stuff with people afterwards. So I got some kind of close-up shots of her. Mm-hmm. And then we go back to the room and it's time to get wet and wild.
Get wet and wild. And I had several options for this. I had like a little leopard romper, but I knew everyone was going to be wearing that.
Yeah.
And so I had brought a secondary dress that had tigers on it.
I liked that option.
I had a little long. I would have loved to have hemmed it, but it was from Shein, and there's no way I was going to spend more to alter a dress than I spent on it.
No. And I do think at the length it is, you can still wear that to other things.
So true.
You know what I mean?
So true.
But I think you looked great, and I had a little like leopard necklace that we added to yours, and I think that tied it all together.
It was so good.
Yeah. So that was perfect.
I love that necklace. Multiple people complimented me on it, by the way. I don't know if you got to hear, but
I
they loved it.
Oh, that's great.
It's kind of like, is it Gucci who does that?
Yeah, it looks like Gucci.
Okay.
It looks like Gucci, but it's Fucci.
Of course it's Fucci.
It's Fucci.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yep.
And so we leave. We have a little bite at the buffet, and then it's time for Heather's show.
And this is, so again, as part of your ticket, you got a seat to one of Heather's stand-up shows each night. So she performed all 3 nights.
Yep.
We had to wait till the 3rd night. So we had been hearing people, oh my God, it's so good, so good, so good. Now we've seen her multiple times, luckily. So we kind of knew about what it would be like. And it was finally our turn.
And I felt that the 3rd night was going to be the best.
Exactly. Because she would have so many great stories from what had already happened.
And I think we were correct in that. I
do too.
And I just have to say this, y'all. We sit. Now, Ray comes out and does a little stand up as like the intro. The opener.
Yeah, he did great.
And he did a really good job.
Yep.
We were thrilled.
Yes.
He goes back and then he calls her onto stage. And y'all, again, this is night 3. It's her last show that she's doing.
Ray had almost been medevaced off the ship, by the way, you guys, because his blood pressure was so bad that they were like, if it doesn't come down, we will have to medevac you out of here. And envisioning him just being hoisted up by a helicopter off this ship is actually one of the funniest things that my brain can come up with.
It's so funny. And it would be a tale for the ages.
Of course it would be, but he needed to open for Heather. He had to get it together.
He did, and he did a great job.
It was very funny. It's the best that we've seen him in stand-up for sure.
Yeah. So he announces Heather on the stage. And I think because it was the 3rd night and we all knew that, and like this was it. This was her period on her shows.
Yep.
We all screamed and clapped and shouted for her for so loud, number one, and for so long. And we wouldn't stop that she just
broke
down in tears. And I know she was trying to keep it together to keep the face beat, but her face crumpled. It was just like she felt the love and the energy from all of us screaming for her. And then you started crying.
I'm crying right now. I'm crying right now thinking about it.
It was so emotional.
It was so beautiful. Oh, it's just to watch that many people celebrate someone you love.
Yes.
And her to feel it.
She felt it.
And look, you're getting a little glassy.
I know. Well, when I watch you cry.
I know. But it was just amazing to
see it. And we've just, between the two of us, we've talked a lot about how Heather's dad never got to see this success. Okay. Her dad passed away
right before the come up.
Right before she started to rise to the fame. And she would talk about losing her dad and as kind of a little bit of a bit in some of her Instagram.
Dad Club.
Yeah, the Dad Club. And she used comedy to grieve, I think.
Yes.
And so to be on that ship, to hear all of us scream so loud and for so long for her, and for her to feel that and kind of break down it was really emotional. I just loved that moment.
I did too.
I love stuff like that.
One of the best moments of the whole cruise was watching her take that in from that stage and know that it was her final show. And after this show, she could really just enjoy it.
Yes.
And so for her to feel all of that from us and the relief that in 1 hour, like after the stand-up, I finally get to relax and just do what I want to do. And of course, she still had performances and things that she had to be at.
Yeah.
But without that looming, you still have a night.
Yes.
You still have a night to go.
I still need to wow people with this show. You know, they're here for me and I need to perform. And she nailed it. It was such a good show. The amount of people she called out from the stage, like the crowd work was so good.
She's so good at it.
In our show, I mean, there were people that had lost their wedding photos. And so Heather said, you know what, tomorrow on the ship, we will get the photographer. They will take new wedding photos.
I'm going to officiate.
And I will officiate for you and we will get professional photos done.
And she held true to that, y'all. The next day she showed up. And she did it. She officiated a wedding in the chapel on the ship.
Yes.
And these people now get to have those photos.
Yeah, which is way better than any wedding pictures they would have.
That's so dope of her. Like, she doesn't have to do all of this.
But she did it.
But she does it.
She does it anyway.
Because, again, we made the right person famous.
That's right. And so then there were some women who came in a little late to the show who had obviously been overserved. And the bits between Heather and them throughout the show,
so good.
So good. Just very southern.
Some people couldn't even talk, y'all. Like they're slurring so badly. We couldn't make out the words that they were saying. One woman was like, they were feeding hot dogs to the pigs at Pig Island, but you couldn't understand that. You got the word hot dogs, but that was about it.
And Heather would mimic the things people were saying. Oh my gosh.
And she called out the Facebook group.
Okay, let's talk about this, because this, I think, was the best part.
The best part, because we had heard that she had been calling out the Facebook group during her stand-up bits. And for ours, we were like, oh, I wonder which one she's going to read out loud.
Yes, because y'all know we've complained.
We've complained about this for months.
Chill out. People on the Facebook groups were so high-strung and so uptight, and they just need to relax. It doesn't matter what temperature the fridge is. It doesn't matter if there's a diffuser on board. It doesn't matter. None of it matters. Just
None of it matters.
Get on the ship and have fun, right? So
correct.
We have been talking about the Facebook of it all. Y'all know this.
You should hear the things we say off the mic about this Facebook group, okay?
Okay. So obviously, Heather has been seeing this stuff too. And so she made it part of her stand-up to call out some of these. And she had printed off
them from the Facebook group.
From the Facebook group, some of these posts. So she's got a list and she's going through it. She's like, what do we want to talk about tonight? Let's see.
So and one of them she reads out loud is like, a girl who was concerned about whether she could bring snacks on the boat.
Yeah.
Specifically, Chex Mix.
Yep.
And
some other
Cheez-Its or something.
Yes, Chex Mix
or Doritos or something. But she was very concerned if she could bring these very specific types of chips, bags of chips. And so Heather's reading this out loud and she's like, is she in here? Is the girl who wrote this in here? And y'all, she was on our row.
Right next to
5 seats down. Like, yeah, there were empty seats and then her.
Yep. It was her.
With her group.
And her friends called her out.
They were like, it's her.
It's her right here.
Right here. And so Heather's like, stand up. Stand up. And the girl stands up and Heather's like, what are you worried about? Why did you write this? And the girl goes, I was afraid they'd run out of food.
And all of us literally were like, boo. We're like, it's a cruise. The number one thing they promise on a cruise is to feed you.
You will never run out of food. There will always be food.
Oh my gosh. We were dying. And to see her and her friends up close and them calling her out. Oh.
And y'all, I could track back to that exact post.
Yeah, you remembered.
I commented on it and said, it's all you can eat everywhere all the time. You will never be hungry. Yeah. If you get hungry on a cruise, it's your own fault. It's not the cruise's fault. You're going to be okay. But yes, you can bring snacks.
Yes.
I tried to calm her down. It wasn't enough.
It wasn't enough.
So Heather calls her out from stage. The girl stands up. She says all this. Heather then says, what did you think we were going to do? Put a cup of slop on a tray and put it under your door, once a day.
Like, and say good luck.
Like a prisoner. It was so good. But the girl doubled down. She's like, I just really didn't know if we were going to have enough food or not.
I can't.
Come on.
I will never.
There was another woman who said she needed there to be caffeine-free Diet Coke.
Caffeine-free Diet Coke on the ship.
On the ship. That she had to be able to get to it.
And they had, I guess, Sixman Bell had written like, no, there's not caffeine-free Diet Coke on the ship.
There's Diet Coke.
There's only so many
places to put every iteration of Diet Coke. Again, this is your whole personality. It's a tenet of your being. Caffeine-free Diet Coke.
I can't.
And they said, Heather, you need to call her.
Yes.
I think that you need to call her before we get on the boat, because I actually need you to calm her down.
You're right.
I need you to speak to her directly.
They said that woman had gotten so spun up that Heather called her on the phone before the cruise.
To say, I hear that you're really having a problem with this. You're demanding a refund. You want to know all these things. What can I do to help get you on this boat that will get you there, and you can just back off from 6 minutes?
I mean, what more do you need than a call from Heather?
Like, so she did. She called her.
Yeah, Heather called her
and said, these are the options. And, I think that you can do a 4-day cruise without caffeine-free Diet Coke. And the woman was posting in the Facebook group with just regular Diet Coke saying, well, at least I found Diet Coke. It's not the same. So Heather's like, do you have a medical condition where like, are you allergic to caffeine? Because also you can just not drink soda.
Well, that's the thing. Well, there's plenty of, there's Sprite, root beer. There's plenty of sodas that don't have caffeine.
I think that's what Heather said. You know, there might be a root beer option or Sprite. I just cannot imagine ever being so demanding and so rooted in these ways that I have to have a phone call from the person themselves.
Yes. Well, you know, this reminds me, even the women who came in a little late and a little drunk, they were like, well, we came from the steakhouse, but the service took a little too long.
And so Heather's like, oh God, not y'all calling out the steakhouse. Oh, so you're disappointed now. Are you going to complain?
You ready to complain?
You're going to put it on the Facebook page?
Here's the mic. You ready to complain about it?
Here you go. Let them know. Let them know that you're disappointed.
Yo, I can't.
Oh, but she called them out.
She called out.
And it was nice to see.
It was really nice.
It was really nice to see. And then that woman did eventually, again, comment in the Facebook group when she got home. She held up her caffeine-free Diet Coke and she said, reunited. And it feels so good.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
Lord have mercy.
Okay, but the show was so great. There were so many great bits. I took a lot of video.
I was hitting Kristin so much, you guys. Like hitting her so much. I'm sure you're bruised up the next day.
Oh, she was hitting me so hard.
You know, when I laugh and I hit the closest person to me. I mean, you were hitting me back, but yours aren't nearly as hard.
Yeah, you were.
With these tiny fingers.
You were tiny. Me. But I took it. I took the punches because we were crying, laughing, screaming, throwing up. It was so good.
So good.
So I will share a few more clips. Things about Jeff, things about plastic surgery. You know,
she's disappointed in her neck surgery.
Yes,
she got a neck lift and she said it was terrible. It didn't do anything, and her doctor said we didn't do enough.
Yeah, I mean, I found that so interesting that she went to her doctor for the follow-up and he said, I didn't take enough. I found that to be shocking.
Yeah, he said you got some stubborn stuff here, and we got to get it all, and that's on me.
She's gonna have to go back. I mean, her neck looks great, but she wants it to be right, so she's gonna have to go back under to get the rest of the neck.
That's crazy.
Wow. And then she was saying how Jeff, during her recovery, not 48 hours after her recovery,
got a kidney stone.
Jeff got a kidney stone, and it's such a man thing.
So true.
Is that not such a man thing to be
can we have nothing? Can we have nothing? That in our recovery, drains coming out.
She had to drive Jeff.
She had to drive Jeff to the ER.
She walks into the ER and they all rush to her because she has drains coming out of her neck.
They're like, oh my gosh, what do you need? She's like, oh no, we're here for him.
I can't.
Shocking.
He should have known straight away that was going to be a bit.
Oh, of course it was going to be a bit. He don't care. He's laughing all the way to the bank.
He sure is.
Talk about these kidney stones.
Jeff loves the lifestyle.
He does. But he's also like so sweet about it.
Oh, we
would look over at him and he just looks at her with adoration. You can tell he's so freaking proud of her.
He's so proud of her.
So proud.
It's the look of love that they both have for each other. And she just appreciates his support so much. It's precious. I love watching them.
Me too.
Match made in heaven. So we finish our show. We scoot out and we go towards that deck 7 where the DJ is. And we started to tell y'all last week that there was a great DJ with the dancers. Okay, so that was Wet and Wild Night. We're all on Animal Planet. It's after Heather's show. And we get to where that dance floor is right in front of the DJ, and it is packed.
Yes.
And we kind of think, let's try to snake our way in, because again, the DJ was fire and I was into it.
So good.
But we
could not
make our way even to the middle of this crowd. Nope. And we really couldn't figure it out. It was like, what is going on, right?
Could not.
So we say, you know what? Forget this. There's some tables up top kind of looking down into the pit.
Yes.
Let's try to find a spot up there.
Yep.
So we skedaddle up the stairs and we are looking down into the pit. We find a couple
This is at Oceans.
Yeah, at Oceans.
We pull up at Oceans and overlook this dance floor.
And so we find a good spot. We can look down into the dance floor. We see the DJ, the dancers, the whole thing. And we love to observe. Y'all know that.
Yes.
We like to kind of take things in. So it felt like the right thing.
It just felt like we were voyeurs peeking over, and you're able to see everything. I mean, we saw a girl grinding so hard on her man.
Oh my God.
like she basically should have just been having sex with him in the middle of the dance floor, and she was having to hold on to the light up palm trees for like extra support, to which then the security guy would be like, you can't continue to grab onto these palm trees to get extra friction in your grinding.
Yes, she was fully, and I think he bent down into her ear at one point and was like, you have to stop.
Like, I'm getting hard, and like it's actually becoming inappropriate.
Yeah, you're gonna bring me to the peak.
Yeah,
like right here.
Yeah.
With the DJ.
Yeah, it was crazy because the other funny thing about these two is that Heather was a mere couple of feet away.
Yeah.
They didn't even notice her. Like they could have gone over and like, oh my gosh, Heather, let's dance together. Because she was dancing with people down there. But instead, she was working so hard to, I guess, finish him off. I don't know. But it didn't. Calm down.
Yes.
Stop doing that on public dance floors.
It was crazy.
It's a PSA.
So as we're looking at them, we look a few feet from them and there's Heather right in the middle of the dance floor. Then
right in the mix.
We figure out, okay, this is why it was so packed. This is why
This is why we couldn't get in.
We couldn't get pressed into it because everyone wants to be near Heather. But it's fine. We're happy to have the bird's eye view.
Y'all, imagine us not being able to push our way in.
Yeah. Come on.
Usually we can.
And by this point in the trip,
we can.
People knew they could see us coming from a mile away.
Yeah, sure. Of course.
And we couldn't make our way in.
It was is it called a steel wall, a stone wall?
Sure. I like Stonewall.
It is. It's just like, yeah, I think you're called Stonewall.
Yeah.
Like from Stonewall. Anyway, we just couldn't.
Just body on body.
We just could not break through.
People wouldn't allow it.
No.
And so it's fine.
It's fine. We got our bird's eye view, and this is where we are watching all the debauchery.
Yes. So we're watching Heather just have the time of her life. And again, because she had finished that third show, she was just delighted. I think she felt free. She felt just like free and loose. She had her Mick Ultra.
Yep.
She's dancing, having the time.
Oh, we were so happy. I think I almost cried then too. I was like just looking down at her having so much fun and knowing that she created all of this and it's the last night.
I know.
No, sorry. I'm actually not choked up. I just needed to burp.
Okay.
I thought you were. I was just happy for her. We were so happy.
We were so happy.
We loved looking down. We sat there for an hour looking at how happy she was.
Yeah.
How much unbridled joy and fun she was having.
And so DJ John Stamps.
Okay, John Stamps.
John
the go-go dancers. They're dancing.
And he was picking the perfect pops.
And his what do they call it when you mash up?
Yeah, so his transitions from one song to the next,
flawless.
DJ John Stamps, if you're listening to this,
because sometimes y'all DJs they do a mashup, but the beat
it's not quite
synced. It's not quite there.
Yeah.
You are fantastic at this.
Thank you.
But sometimes I'm like, this is your one job.
Yeah. Yeah.
If we're having to refine the beat,
because it's beats per minute, so you want the BPMs to match.
Yes.
And if they don't match, you can slow that down a little bit to get it to match. And he did it flawlessly.
It was flawless. And I do need some DJs to be better.
Yeah, to be better. The worst. Be better. We can say it. Y'all can, but we can't.
We can say it when we're talking on this here pod. But if you slide into someone's DMs or comments and do that, stop.
No, you're canceled.
You chose to listen to us. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's the difference. Okay, so we're sitting there. We were looking in the pit. Now we look again because we're on that second level. We look directly across directly, again on the second level, but across the pit, and we see that we are directly across from the VIP section.
Yep.
Of Heather's crew,
all the talent,
makeup and hair, all those people are in a special section directly across from us, and we are starting to clock certain people. We see Jeff standing there looking down.
Boho Britt.
We see Tina was standing there, and
Ray.
We're like, okay, this is where all the family, friends, crew, talent.
So we're just kind of watching them. This is, of course, where we know Jeff is just looking down. One, he's watching her because he knows she's in the pit with all the people, and people can get handsy, grabby, you know, oh, can we get a picture? Blah, blah, blah. So Jeff is peering down to watch his girl and make sure, if he needs to come down there and bust up some people. Now, she has security, watching her too.
Yeah.
But trust me, Jeff's eyes were on her.
He had his monocle on.
He did.
And
that's a good man.
Is a good man.
But he also looked very, he was looking at her with adoration. Just I can tell she's having the time of her life. And that's my woman.
That's my girl.
Yeah.
It's so sweet.
Loved it.
So who else do we see up there in the VIP?
Well, we see your good friend, Cody Rigsby. Logan Crosby.
We see Logan Crosby.
And we are shooketh.
Okay, pull out your file cabinets. We told y'all to file away that he said what?
That he had been on 4 dates with a meteorologist in Nashville.
Yeah.
And we kind of found that interesting because he was also doing this Date Your Daughter show. Yeah. And I just wondered if a girl's been on 4 dates with you. No, we have not been in the dating circuit in a very long time.
Sure.
25 years for me, 16, 17 for you.
Yeah.
So maybe 4 dates isn't a lot. Maybe that's still very casual dating for some people, but by your 4th date, you were engaged.
Correct.
By my 4th date, we had already said, I love you.
Yeah, you had already made your plans. Yeah. You made your life plan.
I was changing my last name, writing Miller. So I don't know if this is just a sign of the times or whatnot, but we felt like based on the way Logan Crosby is dancing with this woman who is not Midge, it's not the winner.
It was not the winner of the competition. It is a cute blonde in a white dress.
Really cute dress.
And we're watching, and
he's dancing behind her. She's grinding. Now, these are not the people down in the pit who are grinding on each other. But this is similar.
It's the way his hands were roaming.
And again, are we just old? Are we in our 40s and we don't understand this anymore? I don't know. But y'all, let me stand up.
Where he placed his hands, I think, was really the sign, the telltale sign. Yeah, show him.
This is kind of the way that the girl looked, because she had on a cute little white dress, but shorts were underneath it.
Yeah, yeah.
And his hands were right here on her.
Yeah, so show it. Okay, so watch. I mean, even lower, kind of.
Like, here's my crotch.
Yeah. So his hands were all over her and on the back and almost kind of going up into it.
Yeah, and like kind of up.
And y'all, this was on full display for all to see. On display.
We are not on display, on display, on display each and every day.
I was shook. And so we, sitting in that moment,
yes,
we were like, it must be the meteorologist.
It's got to be the meteorologist because, and not only that, it wasn't only placement in his hands, Chrissy T.
Yeah.
It was also when he left to go get another drink, he kissed her.
That's right. They fully kissed.
He kissed her. Well, when he went to go get the drink, he kind of kissed her on the cheek and went like, he said, okay, I'm going to get a drink. I'll be right back. I felt like that was very doting.
It was intimate.
But yes, when they kissed, I mean, we're talking French kiss.
They were French kissing because he came back with a drink. They're French kissing. They're dancing. They're grinding.
She's going down and popping back up. It's real. His hand. We could not
get over their hand.
Let me tell you what. My husband has never once in our relationship rubbed me like that right there. Mostly because I would never let him because I'm so insecure about my futon, my skin, and all of that like just don't touch that. Yeah. Don't touch that area. That is not for you. That is mine and mine alone. Now, down lower, all yours.
Yeah, touch it, baby.
But that one part is mine. And so I could never. Like, it could never be me. But maybe if I had a flat tummy.
Maybe these young girls, though, that they're just,
it felt so intimate.
It felt very intimate, and it was fully on display. And we thought, okay, since it is so on display, then this must be the meteorologist because he admitted that on stage yesterday.
But then the other part of us was like, well, would a girl you've had 4 dates with come on a cruise with you?
That felt kind of intimate, too.
And that feels like a lot, too. We really could not determine what are we seeing here?
What are we watching?
What are we watching? What are we seeing? Now, we did record some video of this because we were shooketh.
We have the footage, you guys. I
did want to upload it to our TikTok and just be like, hey, is this Logan Crosby's girlfriend? Yeah, is this a meteor? Are you a meteorologist? Tell us.
Yeah.
I couldn't get it to upload, and I took that as the Lord
saying, don't do this.
Intervening here.
Yeah. The Lord was saying, don't blow up his life with this evidence.
Because if the meteorologist is thinking that they're going on a 5th date, she might not like
She wouldn't like it. And honestly, if you go on TikTok and look up Logan Crosby girlfriend, people are trying to find it. People are digging. People are speculating about whoever in Nashville or around town. So I know we would have gotten a lot of traction on that video.
We would have.
And everyone would have tried to snoop out, who is this girl?
And it's sitting in drafts.
It's sitting in the drafts.
It is.
It could emerge.
It could emerge.
Yeah.
He seems very sweet.
He does.
He seems very sweet. I don't want to blow up his life, but I also, I'm a girl's girl.
Yeah.
And I don't want this meteorologist thing. But again, maybe they're casual. Maybe this is what it is these days, Kristin, that they go on multiple dates.
That they go on 4 dates.
But with other people too. And they have these girls have a roster. And these boys have a roster. I don't know.
Maybe our age is showing.
I don't know if we're...
But at the same time, we said, okay, let's say it's not the meteorologist.
Yeah.
If it's not the meteorologist, this is some random guest of the ship who somehow hit it off with him, so much so that she's in the VIP.
Right.
And they are full making out, rubbing each other's bodies. And this is going to be like, I guess he's taking a lover too, just like Becky.
He is taking a lover. And I think that they were, I mean, I hope after all that rubbing that it was good.
I was stunned, and we immediately...
She is not wearing a lanyard. I am looking at the video now. She is not wearing a talent lanyard or a VIP lanyard. I mean, her hand is back on his face. Again, he's... Y'all?
Yeah, we have the footage. We need to roll the beautiful bean footage.
We have a lot of footage of this because we were just in so much shock.
Yeah, look at this.
Truly in so much...
He is pretty much just touching...
Oh, yeah.
It all.
Oh, yeah.
And I will say,
low.
By the last night where we had our monocle on, looking at all of the talent and everybody that was to the side of the karaoke, I did not see her on that last night.
Nope, she was nowhere to be found again.
I think she was a one-night stand. I really do.
On the ship. She was someone who came. I'll tell you what, she knew every word of every song.
She did.
Knew every word of every song. He enjoyed her.
He enjoyed her.
And I think she enjoyed him. And I can't stop watching it.
I can't either.
I just felt like it was so intimate. Between them and the people down low. I mean, I basically had porn.
Had some porn.
Had some porn. And then, we went back to our room.
Okay. Well, so we hatched a plan in that moment. We both looked at each other and said, we will be investigating this tonight. I will look up every meteorologist in the greater Nashville area.
Yep. And we did. Oh, but shout out to Mandy Pierce. Our girl Mandy Pierce happened to be at the right place at the right time, down on that dance floor. Heather worked her way to the stage, and Mandy and Heather got to dance together for like half an hour, 45 minutes. And we were so happy for you, Mandy.
Mandy, we were so pleased for you. We watched you from above.
Had the time of your life.
We were like two just proud mamas watching you. And honestly, I feel everybody down there with her played it really cool. They weren't bothering her. No. They weren't taking tons of videos. Like everybody was really chill with her.
Everyone was really dope about it. Mandy is such a phenomenon here because they gave away a cruise.
Yeah.
And she had entered for it. She found out 9 days before that she had won it. She came alone because she couldn't find anybody else with her, but she had already followed me and had already followed our podcast page for years. So she knew at least that we would be on it. And then we were able to kind of sync up with her, and we ran into each other at different times on the boat. And I was like, if only we could have gotten down in there, because then Mandy would have been like, yeah, come with me, but we just couldn't even make our way through.
I know it. But so happy. I mean, who would have thought? She gets this last minute cruise. She wins a cruise. And now here she is dancing next to Heather McMahan.
For the whole night.
I mean,
we're so happy for her.
What a treat.
I know.
So we watch all this. We scoot back to the room. I think it hits about maybe 1 a.m. at that point.
Sure.
Well, let's see. He's dancing with her. It's 1:07 a.m. at that point.
It was a late night.
At 1:35. It was a late night.
They're all late nights, to be quite frank. They were all late nights, because here's 1:31. We're still sitting there. 1:35. We're still sitting there. At 3:01 a.m. I take a screenshot.
Oh, boy.
So we're still awake at 3:01. At 3:05, I take another screenshot. There you go.
Wow.
So we went to bed around 3 a.m. Probably 3:15. I finally closed my eyes and went to sleep.
Okay, it's fine.
Okay, we were making the chocolate lattes at 12:32 the next day. So we must have gotten decent sleep.
We were fine.
Yeah.
And it was really fun. I have to say, a fun part of girlhood is to have a little tea, have a little mystery.
Yeah.
That you run back to your room in your high heels. You clickety-clack back to your room.
Got a thumbs up.
I got a thumbs up.
And we did. We investigated. Some of my screenshots are meteorologists in Nashville.
Yes. And we came back and I immediately said, sit on that bed. I need you to start pouring over the pages of meteorologists. Say the names to me.
Yeah.
I will then go on and do some digging online on social media to try to figure out.
I'm on Safari. Yeah. I'm on Google searching all the meteorologists. I'm shouting out the names to her and how they're spelled. She is then looking up on their Instagrams and TikTok and everything to see, are they posting about Logan? Are they following each other? Which was the most important thing.
And we didn't find it.
Not one.
We did not find the meteorologist.
So she is not the one. The one who was grinding on him is not a meteorologist in Nashville. I know you were all waiting with bated breath to find that out. I think that this was just someone that he hooked up with on the cruise, and that's what they do these days.
Case closed.
Case closed. We feel good. We feel good about our verdict here.
I think so. I
don't know if the meteorologist will feel good about that verdict if she listens to our podcast.
I don't think so. And honestly, we are following him now on our different platforms.
We are.
And I'm going to be watching. And if
the monocles are on Logan,
if the meteorologist reemerges, I'm going to feel a certain way about that.
No, it's going to be tough. I have been watching. He went and had lunch with his parents in Savannah as soon as he got off the boat. And I said, it is good. Like, let's reconnect with the parents.
Yeah.
Let's remember who we are.
Yeah.
And get back to that.
It's Easter weekend.
It's Easter. And if Christ himself can forgive all of your sins, so can we.
Yeah, so can we. But we are going to hold on to that draft in our TikTok. Okay?
Yeah.
Just saying. I'm just saying it is nice to have a little.
It is. We have it.
Little something.
Right there.
And so we get up the next day and we have a very important thing we have to do. It's the last day of the cruise, last full day. We had promised someone we would rise to the occasion for them. And it was time to play Flip Cup.
Yes, it was time to play Flip Cup. So
Flip
Alyssa, again, another podcast listener, she was coming on the cruise too because she loves Heather. She had a group of friends with her, and she had asked us months ahead of time, like, hey, I signed up for Flip Cup. Do you want to join our team? To which, of course, I replied, Kristin and I are amazing at Flip Cup. It's how we met.
It's where we met.
It's exactly like we had our first interactions playing Flip Cup in the back of Lisa and Brian Strump's backyard.
Yeah.
That's how we met.
And we were on a team together.
There's a very famous picture of Kristin. I think someone's in between us and me. And I'm kind of looking at her and she's kind of looking at me. And little did we know that 15 years later, we'd be looking at each other all the time.
And that we'd be floating in the middle of the ocean.
Hi, Bahamas. Hi, Miami. Hi, Bahamas. Hi, Miami. It's a bit.
Flipping cups together.
Yeah.
15 years later. Who would have thought?
Not me.
Life is a mystery.
It sure is. Life is a mystery. Speaking of, people dressed as Madonna one night. We couldn't figure that out. This is why it was so foreign. This is why we were so confused with the whole, Luann and Teresa wigs.
Yeah.
Because we had just seen people the night before dressed as all different versions of Madonna, which had nothing to do with the theme that night.
That's right.
We were really struggling, and that's why it didn't click.
It didn't click with us.
Okay.
I mean, the Madonna costumes were great, but it just wasn't. It didn't make sense.
It didn't make sense.
So, we were led astray. It's okay. We were led astray.
Regrets.
Regrets.
Okay, so we are going to play Flip Cup. We tell them we're very good at it. They have T-shirts for us made, the whole thing. We bring in Kim Hale Simpson because we needed one more person.
Yes.
We tell Kim about it. She's wearing the shirt. We're all geared up, girl.
We're geared up. We're ready to go. It's a beautiful day on the Lido deck.
Yeah.
And the host for the Flip Cup, let's give him some claps.
I put it in my survey. They said, was there anyone who was exceptional on the 6-men team? And I gave him a big shout out.
Good.
I filled out the survey for us.
Oh, that's so great. Thank you so much.
You don't have to do that. Yep.
Thank you so much.
You're so welcome.
Gosh, I'm so burdened. But we did go up to him afterward and said, we just want you to know we've watched a lot of events and things on this cruise and different MCs and hosts. You, hands down, were the best.
Correct.
You were the best and you're doing great at your job, so keep it up.
So great.
So proud of you, honey. Sweetie.
You're doing great, sweetie.
You're doing great, sweetie. So anyway, we get there. We kind of get in formation. And it's time to start the Flip Cup journey.
Yep. And it's set up like a March Madness, right? So you've got brackets of all these teams. And if you win, you move to the next, to the next, to the next.
Yep. Don't spiral. Don't spiral right now.
Okay.
Because
we gotta set it up. There's still more to go.
Because there's high points in this.
Okay. There are high points, and you are a high point. And we get up there. It's time for us to go. We are going against this other team. We have the 6 of us lined up. We've decided that I'm going to start us off. Kristin's going to be the ringer and finish us, and the 4 girls are going to be in between.
Yeah.
Because I feel like when we said, okay, well, who wants to start and who wants to end? No one was raising their hand.
No one was volunteering, and so we thought we
need to do this.
Confident enough to say we can do this.
Yeah.
Like we believe in ourselves enough that we can do this.
We believe that we will win. We believe that we will win.
Amway.
And so, and so Roach Apartment. Call back. So we step up. And they fill it with, we were also like, this is the only time we're getting booze from the ship.
It's
like,
true. We were going to get free drinks. So we were excited to have a little.
We were so excited. It was White Claw.
Yeah. A little bit of White Claw.
So they pour a little bit of White Claw in. He goes, okay, on your mark, set, go. So you have to cheers, put it down on the table, drink, and then flip your cup. So again, I'm starting off, flip it. I don't know if I got it on the first, second, or third try, but pretty early on, boom, done.
Pretty quick.
Yeah. We pretty quick. We move down the row. The other team is ahead.
They are ahead.
They're like 5 cups to 3 on us, maybe?
Yeah.
Finally, our 4th girl goes. They go to their 6th person. Our 5th girl still has to go, and then Kristin has to go.
Yeah.
They're on 6th. The 5th girl goes. She takes a couple turns. I'm like, oh my God, we're going to lose. She finally gets it. The 6th girl on the other team still going.
Yeah, she's still fumbling a little bit. There's 6 players still trying to get it. And so it comes to me and I'm like, I know I have to get this in one shot.
You do. You have to get it in one flip because the 6th girl she's going to hit.
She's going to hit.
She's been doing it long enough. She's going to hit.
Yeah.
Kristin takes her shot. She puts her cup down. She pauses for half a second to really get in the zone. You learned from
Justin.
The Masters Day. From Justin. He should have just backed away.
He should have backed away from the putt.
And instead, Kristin said, I'm not going to repeat this mistake here.
No.
I'm going to take one beat.
I'm going to take a pause.
You see her look. You see her take a pause.
Yep.
And she looks at the cup. She resets. She puts her finger down on the bottom of it. She gives it one flip. Perfect.
Done. Woo! God, we felt good.
Come from behind win. If I've ever seen one. And everyone's celebrating. I run over. I pick her up. I hoist her over my shoulder. I'm bouncing around. That's my girl. That's my girl. Yeah. And I mean, we are freaking out. This is the first round.
It's the first round.
You would have thought we just won the whole thing.
You would have thought we won that. But it was the come from behind. I think that really, because our hearts had already kind of broken. We were like, oh man, we're going to be out the first round.
Yep.
But we were able to save it. And I'm really, really happy about that. And I am happy that we won that. We had that moment.
We did. We had that one moment. And that's the only moment we had because by the next time we came up, something happened. Something has changed within me. Something is not the same. And what actually changed were the tables.
It was a different table.
We had one table with like a metal lip around it the first time where you could really put the cup on there. Yes. The second time was just a wooden table and it was starting to like rot away along the edge.
Yes, the edge of the table,
So it was rounded. So I just felt like by the time I could put the cup up there, if it's too far up, you can't flip with anything. If it's too far back, it was just falling off over and over and over again. And I just couldn't get my cup to even get on the table to even start to flip it. And when I say I flipped it 15 times, y'all.
I felt so bad.
I've never felt like such a loser.
I felt so bad because it wasn't like, you know how to play flip cup. You're so good at this. And it was just unlucky. That's how it felt to me. It just felt unlucky.
I was unlucky. All right. I was unlucky. And
you did. You probably flipped it 15 times.
It could have been more. And at that point, you're just like, it's such a mind game.
It was
I should have backed away.
I do think
after the first 5,
you should have backed away.
I should have backed away. I should have just said, shake it all out.
Shake it out.
Come back.
I should have even thought that. I should have said to you, back away. Do what Justin failed to do in the Masters. Yeah. And you would have done a 360 spin and come back and flipped it. I know you would have.
You're right.
But you're just in the moment and it's hype and it's stressful.
There were just so many people screaming and everybody wants you, and it took forever. Did I even ever get it? Did the other team finish?
You did. No. You landed it. And then I think we got
to the third person.
Maybe to the third person.
You didn't even get a chance to flip.
No. I did take a swig of my drink though. I did.
The last free sip.
My last free sip.
Took it down the gullet.
I took it down the gullet. But it didn't matter. It
mattered to me.
I know.
It mattered to me that everyone on our team didn't even get a chance because I sucked so bad. I took up so much freaking time that not everyone even got to flip their cup on the second round. Do you know how embarrassing that is for me? I am filled with so much shame.
I know. And I knew it. I immediately was like, oh boy, we're going to have to navigate.
This isn't going to be good.
We're going to have to navigate this.
Yep. And you did. You tried. You tried your best.
I tried. And I said, it's great. We made it through the first round. We have that win. We can feel really happy about that memory. And I looked at you and I said, did you really think we were going to win this?
Yeah, I did. Yes, I did. I always think I'm going to win everything.
She thought we were going to win this whole thing.
I do. I go into everything basically thinking I'm going to win it, whether it's a contest, a bingo night, trivia. It doesn't matter. I always think I'm going to win.
I know. But y'all, by the end, when we saw the final two teams who were, I mean, these girls were drink, flip, drink, flip, drink, flip. Like, they rarely stumbled. It was like, I don't think we could have competed with these girls. Like,
I still do.
Dang.
I still do think that we could have competed because it's anybody's game at any time.
It's true.
Okay. It's anything a game of luck and of skill.
You're right. You're right.
But I felt terrible because I'd billed myself as a Flip Cup. I have a shirt that says Flip Cup champion. I heart Flip Cup.
I know.
And I didn't bring it. I don't know where it is, but I had one a long time ago, and I would wear it to places. I know that.
Well, you probably won't wear it anymore because I think every time you'll think of this.
I actually think that I'm going to go home and practice. I think that from now on, I will never, ever be in this position again because I'm going to have muscle memory and it's going to work.
Yes.
I am ashamed. I just want to say to Alyssa, I'm so sorry.
I know. And you said you're sorry to her 1,000 times and they were like, it's fine. It's okay.
It's not okay.
But you need to practice on different tables. I do. That's the key.
I'm not okay with being the weakest link.
I know.
I'm not okay with that. I feel shame now. In between our rounds, I was sitting on this one step, and I want y'all to know that my ass was sweating so bad that I left the imprint. When I stood up, my ass was still there in sweat formation. Speaking of getting information, my ass's formation was on this step. And Kristin Kristin, she took a picture immediately, and she said, you know what? As this fades from the heat of the sun.
Yes.
As this ass sweat begins to evaporate,
yes,
so does your shame.
So does your shame.
Needs to go with it.
Let that shame evaporate and just steam into the sky.
Yeah,
with those cheeks right there.
Yep.
And I said to you throughout the day, because I know you're going to keep thinking about it.
I was.
When it comes to your mind, think about the cheek prints.
Yep.
And let that shame evaporate again and again, however long it takes. Just
not cheetah prints, but cheek prints.
Cheek prints.
Cheek prints.
And I think that helped you a little bit. It was a visual cue.
Well, it was a visual cue, and it was so funny.
It was funny.
And so stupid.
And so dumb.
Like, my ass sweat is so stupid. But it's funny to think about it evaporating with my shame. And my butt has seen a lot of shameful moments.
Yeah.
And so I was also able to kind of encapsulate it and put a nice bow on it and say, this is funny enough that it could trump the shame.
Yes.
I'm not there yet, though.
She's
I'm going to let y'all know I'm still deeply, deeply sorry for letting our team down.
I can't. Y'all, this does not matter.
I'm so competitive about everything. It matters. It matters. You know what?
You know what I was glad, though? That the tall girls didn't go to the next round.
Yeah, same. Tall girls were everywhere.
Yeah, we didn't tell y'all about them. But just how could we just tie that up with a bow?
I just think that there are certain people when you watch them on the ship. I mean, there's just certain people in general in life who I think need a lot of attention. And I think people would look at us and think that.
Yeah, but
as we're floating about and walking and all the things, I think people think, oh, do they need a lot of attention?
No.
That way they have the hair that they have, or they're matching outfits, or they're coordinated this or that or the other. It's not about needing attention. We genuinely delight in a theme.
Yes.
And then making that theme as great as we can make it through our outfits, makeup, hair, accessories, whatever.
Yes.
We consider it a challenge, and that's very fun for us.
Yeah.
But then sometimes you see people and you're like, is that the motivation for them, or is it attention?
I think it's attention, and it's kind of, the thing where people are saying, oh, they think they're the main character, but they're not. Mm-hmm. That's what Tall Girls were giving for me. Where, I mean, from the gate, because remember at the master's party.
Oh, it was at the master's party. It's like, I mean, one girl lifted up her shirt and flashed us, like
right in front of the golf screen,
in front of the massive golf screen where everyone is watching Rory literally in the playoffs. In the playoffs. And she's like, like, what?
What
are we doing?
It was interesting. And at one point, y'all, I think the second day, we end up in the elevator with them and just us, the three of them and the two of us. And it was awkward. And it wasn't giving the same friendly vibe that we had been feeling. So finally you asked, like, well, where are y'all from?
Yeah.
They're from LA.
Yep.
And I think that was
that
the extent of the conversation.
You know what? Cody was from LA and she was dope.
That's true.
She was dope.
She was great.
But, you know, some people are just different, and we couldn't quite crack that. What am I saying?
Yeah,
we couldn't quite crack that code.
Yeah. We couldn't get through. We couldn't connect.
We could not connect. I will say this, that by the last day, they did compliment my skirt.
They did compliment you.
On Dolly on Deck, when we are right after this flip cup competition, I take the shirt back off and I'm wearing my neon pink with the bow and the cute little fringe skirt that you own too.
Yes.
One of them did say, "Oh my gosh, I love your skirt. Where'd you get it?" I said, "Shein, believe it or not." And she was just like, "Oh." I said, I could sell 100 of them if I brought them with me based on how much people are loving them. She's like, you should have. I mean, it was very like a normal, warm.
That's good.
Conversation. And so I don't know if the Ice Queen melted a little bit.
I think so. And maybe the flip cup humbled them a little bit because they got booted out too. And so
they did.
It was.
They took it better than I did. Let me say that. So I could learn something from tall girls, I guess, is the point. I could learn something.
But you know what, y'all? I will share. I have a video of the tall girls from behind. So we're not calling anybody out, but you standing next to them because I wanted people to see how tall they are.
They're so tall.
So tall.
I mean, I wonder what they do in LA.
I mean,
maybe like
catalog modeling.
Yeah, I would say like they're not like, I don't think that they're like runway girlies, but maybe they do a lot of like print work and stuff. They're beautiful.
I could see that.
Tall, beautiful, all the things. But we just clocked it kind of right away that they take up space. Yeah, you know,
much like Katy Perry.
Yeah. Y'all, the fact that we have had to crank out these episodes about the cruise and not able to talk about the pop culture happenings of the world.
There's so much that's been happening.
There's so much that's been happening, and I'm sorry that we haven't been able to touch on them, but it's pretty funny. I mean, these Blue Origin things,
the Katy Perry,
couldn't be any funnier if they tried.
I'll never get over it.
I'll never get over it either.
And you saw who's going up next.
I sure did.
Jameis.
Mm-hmm, sure did.
Jameis Winston. He's going to be strong in space.
He's going to be so strong in disgrace. Don't disgrace us, Jameis.
Jameis.
Okay, Jameis in space. I mean, they write it. The jokes will write themselves.
The jokes will write themselves. Absolutely.
Okay, so anyway, we do the flip cup competition. I'm ashamed. Yes. I leave it all on the deck, on the Lido deck, including my ass cheek sweat. Yes. And then we move on
then we go and we have a nice kind of leisurely, brunchy.
We were so hot, we had to go inside.
Yeah. We have a nice meal time sitting next to the window, just eating, taking our time, making content. Like that was a really nice kind of break in between.
It was so nice. And we had a lot that we needed to download.
Yeah, we needed to download. Yeah. And then it was time for the Pitbull competition. And we knew we had to get to the Lido deck for the Pitbull competition.
Yes, we kind of found ourselves in this grassy area right in front for everything so that we could see everything super up close.
Yes. And so
it was called Dale on Deck. The theme of the day, because Pitbull goes Dale.
Dale.
It means like let's go.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so it's called Dale on Deck, but a lot of people thought it was Dale on Deck.
Not Dale.
No, so funny.
Not Dale. It's Dale. And so we get situated. They're kind of getting the crowd hype. That same DJ is out there.
So good.
And then they bring out the judges for the competition. And so then we think the first Pitbull is on deck, right? Yes. They're like, okay, contestant one. Contestant one comes out. Unbelievable Pitbull impersonation, right? Yes. Like the bald cap, the suit, the dancing, all of it. And about 15 seconds in for me, I realize, oh my gosh, that's Heather. That's Heather as Pitbull.
Yeah.
And then everyone around starts to figure out.
Yep.
It's Heather, you guy. And then she does the splits and everyone's like, oh, we realize it's Heather. So she nailed it. She is now dressed as Pitbull for the day.
Yes. And it was so amazing to see her because keep in mind, y'all, when Heather first started. Yeah. She made it big on Instagram with her impressions.
Yes.
And one of them was her Pitbull impression.
Yes.
And she did Ina back in the day, remember? Like, she can just transform herself into all these people.
She was the real estate agent lady.
Yeah, she was the real estate agent lady with the curly wig. Yep. So to see her as Pitbull, it was like this full circle moment for us.
Totally.
And an update on this is Pitbull has never followed her. Pitbull does not know that she does all this stuff, that we had an entire day dedicated to him on the ship, nothing. But just the other day, he followed her.
He did?
He followed her.
I'm so glad because I said to you out loud, I was like, does Pitbull know that there's a cruise ship full of women and gays swirling in the seas?
He did not.
Pretending to be him.
He did not at the time.
But now he knows.
But enough of us tagged him in our videos and everything. Finally caught his attention. He followed her back. She posted that on Instagram. Remember when I sent this to you and said, did you see this?
Yeah, okay, I missed it.
And you go, no, I missed it. And I said, Pitbull followed Heather.
Oh, you guys, I'm so happy for her.
Isn't that so dope? So
that's
now
full circle.
The big goal is like in 2027, would Pitbull come on this cruise?
Can you imagine?
I would die.
I have the chills.
I would die.
It would be a great like secret surprise guest.
Iconic. But then he's stuck there for like 4 days.
I know.
Not really. So here's what people do need to remember. So like if we were to dock on the Bahamas on day 2, he can just fly out of the Bahamas to his next thing. Like, and as we know, it's like a puddle jumper to Miami.
Yeah. He could swim. He could actually
take the tugboat over. Just put him on the little tugboat and send him on his way.
He could just jump overboard and swim straight to Miami and be home in an hour.
305, Mr. 305. So y'all, it was amazing to see that. That was the update. But these Pitbull impersonator I'm going to get there.
You got it.
I'm really going to get there. The competitors in this show, Mr. Worldwide show, were phenomenal.
So freaking good, y'all. Like I was not expecting, choreographed routines and backup dancers and props and.
Oh yeah.
They nailed it. Even the girls that went solo, I was really proud of them. It's like they kept up the routine, even if they felt like theirs wasn't as great. And then
one girl put a banana in her pants so that she would have the outline of a D.
Yes. I mean,
the dedication. Then she threw the banana in the crowd, and then Ray ate it.
Yeah, Ray ate the banana.
That's really funny.
One girl had that same girl had backup dancers in the fireball bottle costumes,
which we almost wore
for that night, and we did not.
Thank God.
And I just loved it.
I loved it. It was so funny. The entertainment on this ship.
Yes.
If you weren't entertained, that's on you.
I agree.
If you weren't, I saw some people being like, we were eavesdropping when we were sitting right there in between. There was a two-top right here, and the girl was saying like, I don't know, it's just like, I don't know if this is really my style. I haven't really had that much fun. I was like,
oh, I never heard that.
Oh yeah. She was just like, there's not enough quiet places to go on the ship and yada yada. I was like, wow, you are on the wrong cruise, girl. And if you're not having fun, that is so on you. I can't imagine. There were options everywhere at all times. And if you wanted to be quiet, just go down to 7, go out the front doors, and there were chairs set all along the track and the shuffleboard area.
Yes.
It was silent. There were people reading books out there. We saw them.
We did see them. Yeah, there were people reading books.
Yeah, a lot of people reading books.
Yeah, I saw books.
Lots of books.
I brought up 2 books.
Which books did we see?
Oh, boy. Okay, we got to talk about this, you guys. And I don't want anyone to get upset.
We need to right turn for a second.
I don't want anyone to get upset, but we do need to talk about it.
The let them addicts.
The Mel Robbins let them theory.
Mm-hmm. Not a new theory, by the way.
This is not a new groundbreaking theory. Now, I'm happy for Mel to
obviously
do this and to talk about
and to get all the accolades for it.
Yeah. But it isn't a new concept.
It's not a new concept, but the phenomenon in the way it swept over the people on this boat. I mean, people were wearing let them shirts to meet Heather in their meet and greet with her. Let them. The book,
let them.
The amount of people reading this book, I don't know. I mean, I'm glad because I think what we finally figured out is Kristin and I have lived the let them theory our whole lives. So we don't need anybody to tell us that.
Yeah.
We're already letting them.
We've never been like wringing our hands about what other people are doing or like what they're doing to us. We do let them, and then maybe you're just not in our lives anymore. Like
let them release.
Yeah, we've always just lived like that. But I think it is feeling groundbreaking for some women. And when I tell you I overheard conversations about let them, I saw multiple people reading the books. They had on the t-shirts. Everywhere around us was let them. Let them.
Everywhere.
Let them.
Let them. Let them. Let them. I mean, people would say it to our faces. Let them. No, we already are. We have been. We should have written the damn book.
We should have.
Should have let them.
I mean, so good on you, Mel, for figuring out that there are a lot of, I'd say, millennial women that maybe needed to hear this and to feel released by this new kind of catchphrase.
Yeah.
But boy, oh boy.
It was everywhere. We could not escape it.
We could not escape. I think even when we got back to the airport.
Oh, yeah.
When we were flying out, we saw it one more time.
Yeah, we did. We saw it one more time. And then I texted you just the other day. I'm like, oh my God, there's a woman who was going somewhere and like the book like was fumbling. She was like, oh, I can't drop it. It's the Bible. You can't hit the ground like an American flag. Keep it up.
It was wild.
So Mel made it. I mean, she might as well have been a guest on the boat. I think she would have been bigger than Heather at this point.
Y'all,
I don't know.
If Mel Robbins had been on this boat and had done like some little seminars or something, she would have sold out. Should have sold out.
Wowie.
Wowie zowie.
Okay.
So we go back to our room and we got dressed a little bit earlier for our nighttime time.
Because there was going to be no time to come back and do it.
Yeah, it was maybe like 4 or something.
Yeah, we needed to pot commit.
It's time. We're going to go get changed and we're going to just...
It actually wasn't that early. It was 6. But it felt early to us. We had been up till 3.
Yeah, that felt early.
It did feel early.
But I really just gotten wind of a show.
Well, let's talk about the jerseys. So Kristin found these Fireball jerseys on Etsy, and she had our names put on the back with our lucky numbers. They were so freaking cute.
They were so cute. I just was like, I don't think we want to dress like Miami because we had already done Bahama Tatiana and the leopard print. And I was like, I don't know, dressing like Miami is sort of giving the same.
A lot of people were just going to be in neons, but we decided to do that in our bathing suits earlier that day.
Yeah, our bathing suits during the day were neon. So that was the lay on deck. And then we said, okay, if we don't want to dress like Pitbull for the night, what can we do? We're gonna
Fireball.
We're gonna lean into the fireball of it all.
You found these jerseys.
I found the jerseys. I said, boom, done. Names on the back, numbers on the back.
Fireball earrings,
little flame headbands,
and
so cute,
so cute. And yet again, so like we're in the theme, and yeah, it's maybe a little bit attention grabbing, but certainly not trying to be like walking through with the costumes.
No.
So yes, I think it was Mandy who had told us earlier in the day while we were together at Dolly on Deck for the Pitbull competition.
Yes.
Mandy had said, I said, well, what are y'all doing for the rest of the day? She goes, I think that we're definitely going to go to Adam Ray's show and his Dr. Phil show. You guys have to go. It's the funniest thing. And she told us, she was like, so he dresses as Dr. Phil and then there's a guy on a keyboard on stage and they kind of sing back and forth and it's really funny. And in my brain, I'm like, that doesn't sound
we're like,
funny.
we don't get it, but I do sort of love a little dress up bit where someone pretends to be someone else and maybe this could be good. And we had a block of time that we needed to do something.
We had this block of time. So why not go to this show?
Yes. Y'all.
No, something has changed within me.
Something is not the same.
Absolutely. Ever since we saw Adam Ray, we now know what comedy can be. And everyone needs to rise up.
Rise up.
When you're standing on your knees, you rise up to be Adam Ray as Dr. Phil. This is now the new standard.
I just have to say this. What he does with the Dr. Phil is so perfectly our sense of humor because there's a little bit of physical comedy in it, but also just the comedy of it with the timing and the jokes and stuff. I looked at you one point
and you were like, this could not be more us. Like, this is the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life. It could not be, this is our sense of humor.
It is perfectly our sense of humor. We were weeping and crying. You then said, I think I'm going to throw up.
My stomach was cramping so hard. Y'all know, you can't tell, if you're about to diarrhea yourself, your stomach is cramping so hard.
Yes.
We were laughing so hard. I was doubled over. My stomach started to cramp, and it felt like I might need to throw up as my only release to this. So when I hear people say screaming, crying, throwing up, I now know what they mean.
Yes, because laughter was not enough.
And laughter wasn't enough. I needed to show how funny I thought this was in another way, in another physical, emotive way. I wanted Adam Ray to watch me projectile vomit over the seats towards him as Dr. Phil to know how funny I thought this was.
Y'all, you know what it reminds me of? When SNL did the Oprah's Favorite Things skit. And the women in the audience go crazy. And one of their heads blows off. That was us. Our heads could have exploded off our bodies. That's how much we were laughing.
His name was Jefferson.
Yes.
The keyboardist guy. Yes. His name was Jefferson. Another freaking Jeff.
Another Jeff.
And them singing back and forth to each other. Are you having a good time? Have you had a good trip? what is your name? How you doing? I can't even, it doesn't make sense. When we try to explain what this was with Jefferson and Dr. Phil.
I know, we can't even explain
singing back and forth. You're like, it's not that funny. I know you're actually like staring at your phones right now and you're like, you're not laughing. I know that. But I'm telling you guys, if you can see Adam Ray as Dr. Phil live, he is touring right now. He is coming to Charlotte in October. You have to buy the tickets to this. I promise you it'll be worth it. His crowd work is phenomenal. He is so fast. Then he had Heather comes out as Pitbull.
Pitbull. So we now have Dr. Phil and Pitbull
interviewing each
other like they're on the Dr. Phil show.
I'm unwell.
I at one point was like, what is happening that we've got one man playing Dr. Phil, one woman playing Pitbull? I mean, we were all peeing our pants. It just hit at the right time, at the right moment.
It was the best. It was truly one of the best hours of my life. The funniest, best hours of my life.
You did say that you could have died after that show and felt very fulfilled.
It really did help the low of Flip Cup.
It did.
It helped the low of Flip Cup.
I'm glad that happened on the same day.
Yeah, I am too, because then I said, if I die, there's the shame of being a loser, but I have laughed so hard. And that felt good.
You're a loser who laughs.
I'm a loser who laughs. That's the title. So I'm telling y'all, you have to see him. You have to see him. So I'm like, how have we never heard of him? Another regret. So how have we never heard of him? We didn't know he was going to be on the boat. Y'all.
Okay. This is so funny.
So after the show, I'm like, we have to go get a picture with him. Yeah. We have to go get a picture with him. This little known comic, Adam Ray.
Who would have thought he's so funny?
I'm sure that he'll take a picture with us because who's going to be clamoring to get a picture with Adam Ray?
Right. Y'all. He's a big deal.
So we go up to him. We wait our turn. There are a few other people trying to get a picture with him, but not the way that they're waiting for Heather.
Yeah.
But there's a few people waiting. And even the woman before us, her daughter is with her mother. And the daughter's like, my mom can die now that she has seen you do Dr. Phil live and got a picture with you. Like, she can die now. And so I'm thinking like, so you're Adam Ray's like number one fan, I guess.
Yeah.
Like only fan. I don't know.
How did you know about this guy?
Yeah, how did you know about this guy? And so we then come up to him. And just in all honesty,
we were being very earnest.
Yeah. I say, oh my gosh, we had to come get a picture with you because we've never heard of you. Like, we didn't know who you were or anything. But like, you're the funniest person we've ever seen in our whole lives. So like, good job.
You were like, you did so good.
I was like, you did such a good job. Like, this was really, like, you're really funny.
Yeah.
Like, if no one's told you, like, I am. You are so funny. And he was like, oh, thanks.
Oh,
like,
okay.
Like, and he was very polite back to us.
Very friendly.
I mean, man, because he could have been like, I'm a big fucking deal.
Yeah.
Like, how have you never, you know what I'm saying? But instead, he was just like, oh, thanks. Again, he's still dressed as Dr. Phil. So we have a picture of Dr. Phil in between the two of us.
Yep.
And we're just like I could have pat him on the head and been like, good job.
You did a really good job. So as you're leaving the theater, she's texting Joshua to say, Josh, the funniest guy, because that's the moment where he said, oh, you're from Charlotte. I'll be there in October.
Yes.
So you text Josh and you say, Josh, we just saw the funniest guy. You will love him.
Have you ever heard of Adam Ray?
Have you ever heard of Adam Ray? And what does Josh say to you?
Josh was like, he's probably my favorite comic. He is on Kill Tony all the time, which if you don't know what Kill Tony is, it's this amazing series that we watch together.
He said, Miranda, I have sent you multiple videos of this guy.
Because we've watched him together on Kill Tony. He goes, actually, he is the first Hall of Fame award recipient for Kill Tony.
Yeah.
And he does the Biden that we always laugh at.
Yes, he's the Biden. You didn't realize he was the Biden.
No, I had never put together that Dr. Phil was the Biden. And so I now again, Joshua knows nothing. I've just said, do you know who Adam Ray is? He fills me in all this stuff. And then he goes, his Dr. Phil bit though is probably his best. I would love to see him do it. I was like, we literally just watched him do it.
You were like, I just saw it. I just saw it, Josh.
Joshua was, oh my God, you did? Like, that's crazy. Like, literally crazy that you had no clue who he, and I said, you won't believe what I said to him. You talk about shame, okay?
I can't.
You talk about shame, y'all.
Oh my gosh.
After Joshua tells me we know he is, we go on. He has almost 1 million followers.
Y'all, he's so big.
He's such a big deal.
I mean, if you are into comedy at all, you know who he is.
So imagine how I felt having just walked away from him going like, you're really funny. You should do this for a living. You're really good. To then see what he's done, the things he sells out, the people he tours with. He's on Kill Tony regularly. He's the first Hall of Famer. He does Biden. He does Phil. Dr. Phil. He does a funny, like all these things. Joshua starts sending me videos. He's like, we've watched this one. That. I'm like, oh my God, babe. I just told him he's a really good comic.
The shame.
So I had to start the day with the flip cup shame. I had to end the day with Adam Ray shame. Luckily, it was okay. We turned it right around.
There was shame.
There was a brief moment. There was a brief 5-minute where I was inconsolable with shame.
Yeah. There were a couple of times we had our ups and downs, but we definitely ended on a high note.
Yeah, we did.
We ended on a high note. If you watched our Instagram at all, you saw that we power uploaded a lot of video where you're seeing us in those Fireball jerseys. And we are at karaoke. And I said, all right, John, I'm about to bombard you with karaoke footage.
Yeah.
Because this was the creme de la creme.
It's the last night. It's our last few hours on the ship.
The last few hours.
We're all checking out at 8 a.m.
This is it, right? And we wanted to figure out where should we go for this final moment. There's going to be some DJs. There's going to be this, there's that. But we
did go to that Phil show for a hot second, which was really funny because that girl's a hoot.
Yeah, we went to a quick little filth show. And then we did some content in the art gallery. And then we just said, let's go to the karaoke spot. We feel like this is the place to be at the end.
We did feel like this was going to be where a bunch of just cruise goers were going to be because it was so popular the 2 nights before that when we had gone.
Yes.
And so we're like, let's go back there. This is where we'll end. But this time, instead of sitting down on that couch where we couldn't see anything from, we thought we were so smart. Oh, we've got seats. We're not going to hurt our feet. Well, everybody stands up on and really dances and gets into the karaoke. Yeah. It's not where you're just watching from the stage.
No, you're not able to watch if you're sitting in a seat.
Yeah. So
we said we will stand because we want to get hype. This is the last night. We want to really be able to see. We are the first 2 people to stand on the dance floor.
So much so that and no, the leader's not there. The person who's going to be hosting, no one's filling out the papers. Really, we're just kind of like, where is everybody? This was supposed to start at 10. It's 10:16 now, and no one is still here doing anything. So we just stand at the front of the dance floor, kind of by ourselves. One girl walks up to us.
Yeah, she walked up and was like, I'll stand with y'all.
And she's like, why are y'all standing here? And we said, well, I don't know. Like, I guess we're just standing here because it was a very earnest question. Just like kind of, why are y'all standing here? And we said, because her point was, do y'all know something I don't know?
Yeah. Little did we know, maybe we did.
We said, no, we're just standing here because we tried sitting a couple nights ago, but we couldn't see anything. So we figured we might as well stand on the dance floor. And then that way we can kind of dance and get into it whenever the singing is going to start.
Correct.
And so she said, yeah, I kind of heard that there wasn't enough staff in this room. So they couldn't open it fully. Like they needed people to come from a different section of the boat to like work the bar and do security and all this sort of stuff. And so we're like, oh, okay, well, that's good intel. We eventually start to see that there's like kind of a roped off, like a blocked off section. Yeah. And that's when Kristin is like, oh, I think Robin's over there.
I do. I see Robin, Jeff, some of the other talent. And I'm like, okay, Heather's definitely showing up here. This is going to be the last spot of the night. And Becky Robinson's last show was just about to let out.
Yes.
And that was packed.
And
so you could tell as soon as it let out because everyone started to pile into the karaoke room. And that just pushes us up to the front.
Yeah, pushes us even closer to the front than where we were. And we are basically now standing next to the TV monitor that everyone reads off of to sing, you know, their songs. And we are waiting basically for the first performer to come out. Yeah. And I don't know who it was. Like it wasn't, you know, it wasn't Teresa and Lou again or anything like that. Just normal people coming up to sing. And so we're just kind of dancing back and forth, getting into it. We're having fun. There are some incredible singers on this ship who are probably looking to be discovered.
Y'all, Morgan Cherry.
Yeah.
She was kind of all over the ship because she was part of that dating game.
Yeah, she was.
That Logan did. Mm-hmm. And then we saw her sing the first karaoke night. Mm-hmm. And then she gets back up again and sings Celine Dion. Our song.
So that was phenomenal.
It's all coming back to me.
So we sing that. We are scream singing at her. I'm sure she was like, hey, I have the mic.
Yeah. But at that point, I was like, I could die happy here because this is our song.
Yes.
We're having a moment with this song. And it's meant to be that we're hearing It's All Coming Back to Me Now with Morgan, who has such a beautiful voice.
Flawless voice. We're obsessed with her. We are now following her as well. If anybody wants to, I think it's like Mob Cherry or something like that.
Yeah.
Also, she has a corgi.
She does.
I saw her post it.
Oh my gosh, full circle.
Full circle.
Whoa.
She has a corgi.
Of course she does.
Yep.
Yeah, of course.
Okay. So then another person comes up and another person comes up. And the cool part about this karaoke night is that Tina and Cody Rigsby, Logan Crosby, are kind of co-hosting it. So in between singers, they're coming up on stage and like the next person to sing is going to be this. They sing some duets together.
Yeah.
Tina's a very accomplished Broadway singer. That's how she started. And that's, I think Heather and her met. Heather wanted to be a comedian actress and Tina was doing Broadway. And so they lived in New York City at the same time and became besties. And now Tina, I think, is like the CEO of like her production company.
Oh, okay. I wondered, like, what is Tina's exact role?
I think she's the CEO of Absolutely Not. Maybe not CEO, but something. Maybe Heather is.
Yeah.
But like she's very high up. She has like a full-time gig.
Full-time gig.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So she's singing and we're loving it because we're just right in their faces. And every once in a while they're putting the microphones to our mouths and we're singing along. And it's just so much fun.
Yeah. And then you are seeing more people file in. Then Heather does come in. Becky comes in. You know, she finished her show. So you're seeing like the whole kit and caboodle is over here in this roped off area. And like we mentioned, Blonde Girl with Logan was not there.
Not there.
So we do.
No one was with Logan. He was really just focused on Tina.
Yeah, he was focused on his job on stage. Yep. And so I do feel in fear that was a one night stand.
I do think so too.
Just gonna say
we are correct in that.
Yeah.
And we'll stand by it.
Yeah.
So they're all filing in. They're in the VIP section, and we're definitely taking note of that. Like, okay. Well, I wonder if Heather's going to come on stage.
Yeah.
I wonder who else is going to come on stage. And this is when there's a very tall woman, different from tall girls, but a very tall woman, and her name is Becky. So this is going to get confusing for half a second, but stick with me. So let's go tall Becky, short Becky.
Yeah, tall Becky, short Becky.
So tall Becky has signed up to sing Faithfully. Well, short Becky Robinson, of course, hysterical entitled housewife, short Becky Robinson has always she wants to sing something too.
Yeah.
But the songs that she wants to sing, they don't have.
Yes.
And so tall Becky comes up for Faithfully. Becky Robinson busts up in there and she's like, I'm going to sing it too.
Yeah, we're going to sing it together. And remember, I told y'all to file away in your brains two things: that Becky Robinson has taken a lover on the ship.
Yep.
Okay, she's taken a lover and still loving him.
Uh-huh.
And number two, that her from far away is very different up close.
Yep.
Yeah.
And the way she looks at you does something. And we could see why she took a lover so quickly.
Absolutely. Like seeing her, I mean, y'all, she was inches away from our faces and singing, and she was just like a little sprite, a little fairy.
Yes.
She was so cute.
So cute and so pretty.
Yes.
And so like her skin looked like glass up close. And it was crazy.
And her eyes were just like
mesmerizing.
Like little doe eyes that just drew you in.
Just drew you in.
Yeah.
So tall Becky is actually trying to like block small Becky from being able to even see the words or anything. Like tall Becky, this is her moment. She wants to be singing Faithfully. I couldn't tell if it was funny or if it was very like, get out of my spotlight.
I know. I couldn't tell either, but I wasn't even recording tall Becky. I very specifically with my phone.
You were laser focused on short Becky.
I only filmed Becky Robinson because I was like, we're here for you.
We're here for you. She is the talent.
Yeah.
She's the talent.
Correct.
And we love her and have followed her for a long time and all the things. And we weren't able to see her stand up. Although we did see very funny, we weren't able to see her stand up.
Yeah.
So, yes, you're filming and everything. And so they're singing Faithfully together. And Becky Robinson is coming very close. Again, we're on the front row. We're on the front row. And Becky, for whatever reason, walks right up to me.
And you, okay.
Faithfully, I'm still yours. And she puts her hands on my face.
She puts her hands on your face and you look at her.
I look at her.
And
I know what's about to go down.
And your body instinctively leaned in.
I did. You try having Becky Robinson look you in your eyes.
I know.
With those eyes.
Her eyes.
And that beautiful face. And her hand, I didn't grab her hands and put them on my face. I'm standing like this.
Yeah.
She puts her, so she's holding the mic in one. She grabs underneath my chin into my cheek with her hand, and she pulls me, and I lean in. Now, I could have leaned away.
You did not.
I did not.
What do we say? We always say lean in.
Lean in. And I lean in. I still did not expect her to kiss me. I thought she was just grabbing the cheek. I'm leaning in. I actually thought she was going to put the microphone kind of in between us and have me sing, I'm still young. And instead, she just plants one on my mouth.
She fully kisses Miranda for like 3 seconds.
I don't know if it was 3
I mean, hang on. 1, 2, 3. I think it might have been. And
I don't remember 3.
Y'all, and here's the thing.
You had been recording every second.
I had been filming on and off. My phone was at 1%.
No.
And so, yes.
I didn't know that.
I should have screenshotted. I was at 1%, but I knew the night wasn't over. So I was kind of in and out of filming, and I got a lot of this song. How was I to know that 10 seconds later, she would grab your face and lay one on you?
I know.
She kisses you. The crowd goes wild. I clutched my pearls. I am screaming. And everyone else is screaming. I wish I had it filmed just to like also remember all the reactions. But then this has started something within Becky.
Yeah.
And she goes down the line, and other women who posted their lips on the line, and she goes down, and now she's just kissing on the women. And I said to you, thank God you were first.
Thank God I was first. Absolutely. Because I was like, I might put some hand sanitizer on my lips.
No, I think you were fine because you were first.
Yeah. And she's a one man, she has taken on a lover. Yeah. But that's all she has eyes for. And she is deeply in love with him.
She is deeply in love with him, and they are getting married.
Started going down the line, so much so that you guys, when I posted in the Facebook group a couple days ago saying, hey, does anybody have this video?
Oh, of the kiss.
Of the kiss. Someone else commented like, oh my God, that was you. You kind of started it. She deep-throated my husband. Like she kissed full tongue to someone's husband. What? So at least I didn't do that.
Wait a second. I did not know that.
Oh, yeah. No, she deep-throated and she was like, I wasn't even mad because it was Becky Robinson.
I mean, Becky Robinson, I don't know if she
could you have withstood her looking in your eyes and grabbing your face?
I don't know.
I don't know, Kristin.
But I do think that Becky...
You've never kissed a girl?
No.
Not in your whole life?
Not my whole life.
Not in college?
No.
Not even to get into a club?
No. Oh, they make you kiss someone you're standing in line with to get in the club?
Yeah, I mean, there were just many, many times. Not many. Not many, many.
And now we said it.
Not many, many times, but certainly, like, I mean, just to get some stuff, like free drinks or whatever. Yeah, like, I mean,
never.
That's what I did in college with like my besties.
Yeah, but back then I feel it was more just that. Nowadays,
Oh, right. Like, no, I could just kiss, but I have like no feelings about that. Like somebody posted recently, I saw on a reel, and they were like, wait, there are women out there who like are not gay at all. Like they have no feelings of it where you want to kiss a woman or anything. And I will say, even though I've kissed women, I still don't want that.
Yeah, like, that's not a desire.
My brain doesn't desire that. I've never thought of anything more than like, oh, if we kiss, you'll let us without a cover fee into Club La Vila at MTV Spring Break. Okay.
You'll do it to get some pennies back in your pocket is what you're saying.
Correct. To have a jingle in my jeans. Throwback. So to me, like, it is not my first time kissing a woman, but I also have nothing that happens after that. Like, there's nothing.
There's not a desire.
No, there's like no desire. And actually the idea of like anything lower than lips, like, and I'm like, God, no. You know, like I just can't even think about it. So for me, it genuinely was just like, you're pulling my face in and I know we're going to kiss. I might as well just go with it.
Y'all, I was screaming. I was stunned. Everyone was screaming. And at that point, I think tall Becky just had to kind of take a bow and move on because this was the Becky Robinson show.
This was the Becky Robinson, and tall Becky was not okay with that.
She wasn't.
No, she even talked about it on her story the next day.
What'd she say?
Yeah, she was just like, I was supposed to be the one singing Faithfully. It was my song, and then Becky Robinson came up and kind of hijacked the whole thing.
Okay. I do
just like find it fun.
I do feel that tall Becky, I don't know.
Yeah.
There was.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'll leave it at that. I don't know. We don't know.
Don't know.
Because we saw her a lot.
Everywhere. You can't miss her.
Yeah.
No, yeah, no. Like I said, there's for a second, the way people thought maybe we were hired talent on the boat, I think some people thought that about her too, just based on everything she was doing and way she was kind of working herself into the, roped off areas and things like that. And so I think that there was some confusion. Like, are you here as hired?
I think
crew?
So.
Or are you just here as like a cruise goer who loves Heather?
Yeah, I'm still confused about that.
I'm still confused.
Yeah.
Still confused.
Interesting.
But yeah, she was like, I was trying to block Becky from singing the words, and it was my song to sing, and I'd signed up and I wanted to sing it alone. But this is what it became. I would have been tickled if Becky Robinson did a duet with me.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, I guess we did. Okay, so that was the kiss. That's what we have been leading up to. When I said y'all won't believe what happened, it was the fact that I did not have kissing the entitled housewife during Faithfully on my bingo card of 2025. None of us did.
None of y'all expected this to happen.
Let me tell y'all though, her lips are so soft.
You did say that straight away.
They are so. I was like, I kind of wanted to be like, what are you using? Like, are you exfoliating? Like, is it a lip scrub? Like, what kind of gloss do you like? Her lips were so freaking soft. And to clock that, or maybe it's just because like I've been kissing my man for so long.
It could be. I mean, your senses were on overdrive for sure.
And we were sober as can be.
Oh, y'all need to know that. Completely sober.
This was not like I was drunk and wanted to kiss her.
No.
It just
now,
happened.
I think she definitely was. And or maybe had a little gummy. I mean, she was definitely
she was litty titty.
having the time of her life.
Litty, because she had just finished her last show too. So I'm sure she was just relaxing as well.
You're right. That was the end of her show. So
she did her last stand-up bit.
Mm-hmm. So y'all, then it starts to get into it's just the talent that's coming on stage to sing. No more just average singers. Now it's just Heather and her crew and different people coming on stage. They're taking over the karaoke and we're all living for it.
Living.
I mean, they're singing Alanis Morissette. They're singing iconic songs.
Oh, you ought to know. Oh my gosh, that girl. What's Tovlev is her last name?
Tovlev.
Whatever her first. Steph. Oh, she was so good at you ought to know the right amount of anger.
Yes.
A lot of anger.
I loved it. I did email her.
Okay, you did?
I did.
Okay,
I emailed it to her. But it was just so great. And then they come up at the end, the whole
kit and caboodle.
All of them to sing Bohemian Rhapsody.
Which, by the way, is my favorite song. If you've ever asked me what my favorite song is, I will always say it's Bohemian Rhapsody. I've loved it since I heard it in Wayne's World and filed it away in my brain like, this is the best song because it has high and low and slow and fast and it's got a good beat. It's got everything. You have a place to headbang.
Yes.
Like, it doesn't get better than Queen's Bohemian Rhapsody.
It was such an iconic moment. Heather, where she was on the stage, was directly in front of us.
So again, we're front row, cannot get any closer to the stage if we try. And Heather is mother. She's standing right in front of us.
Right in front of us.
Yep.
She's right next to
the
Ray.
whole time.
Adam is there. Like it was everybody on stage right in front of us. And the energy of the entire room singing Bohemian Rhapsody together
is a core memory.
Memory.
I will think about it on my deathbed.
Yeah, we'll tell my grandchildren about it.
Absolutely.
Absolutely
yes.
Absolutely yes. And I think it was just a high note for everybody, including the talent.
Yeah.
And
we got a video with her. So I was filming Kristin and me singing, and then I turn it around just to get like Heather and everybody else. And I think I kind of say, you hear me in the video go like here.
Yeah.
And so Heather walks right in between our heads and she's singing directly to the phone and is just like giving it her all. And I say, we love you. And she goes, I love y'all. Like, it was such a sweet moment. And I was just like, we could die right now.
Yeah.
This is it.
It was we couldn't believe what was happening. It was unbelievable.
All because we just chose to stand on the middle of a dance floor where nothing was happening 3 hours prior.
So then the it clears. It's like everybody's got to go back to the rooms. It's late. Everyone has to wake up early. Becky is still flitting about the stage. Everyone's scattered. Like there's really nothing going on anymore.
No.
The music is off.
It's off. The lights are on.
The house lights are on.
Yeah.
Becky is still flitting about, and here comes bunny slippers. The guy with the bunny slippers, wearing the bunny slippers, comes up. He kneels down on the stage facing her, and he gestures and puts his hands up, basically gesturing, let's do the lift from Dirty Dancing. And she nods at him and he nods at her, and he gets on his knees and she runs to him and does the perfect lift.
Perfect lift.
Perfect. Her back is arched.
He lowers her down slowly, swoops her legs up, and carries her off like a fireman's carry, carries her off the stage, and she buries her head in his neck. And I'm like,
when we tell y'all they're going to get married,
I said, this is pure to me. Like, this is beautiful. Like, I'm excited about this.
I will never forget that moment either.
No. It made my kiss paled in comparison, obviously, to this.
Yeah.
But this is her true lover.
It's her. I can't get.
She's taken on a lover.
She's taken on a lover, and he looked at her with such love and adoration.
I loved it.
Eyes, like you could see that he delights in her. How silly she is.
I love that.
He delights in her.
I want that, and that was the same look I saw for Jeff to Heather. It's just like you delight in her. You understand that she's funny and that she's going to be sparkling.
Yes.
And either you can get on that train and watch her sparkle and love it, or get off. Do not resent her for it. Do not
dim her shine.
Dim it.
Mm-mm.
I loved that.
I loved it so much. He was so sweet and tender with her.
Gosh, he was.
And so I really hope that via social media that she keeps us in the loop.
She's told us everything. She better.
She's told us everything.
I mean, we
that podcast episode is going to come out.
I know. I can't wait.
So we'll have to share with everyone, and y'all can listen at your own discretion. Okay.
So this isn't one of those things where it's like, I wonder if she's thinking about me.
She might be. Well, you wrote her. So you wrote her on Instagram and said.
She was commenting on something. She posted she posted about the cruise after it was done, like, oh, this was so great.
Yeah.
And then I think she might have talked about that last night or something. And she talked about kissing.
Yeah.
And I said, I'll never forget the kiss we shared during Faithfully. She wrote back, all the laughing emojis. And I said, I have the video of the lift if you want.
Yeah, if you want the lift.
I want her and her lover to have that.
Yeah.
As their memories, but you can't send her a video on Instagram. Anyway, but yeah, she was like, I think I was a kissing bandit.
You
were.
She was, but it started with you. And let the record state,
I was the first.
It started with Miranda right here.
It did.
Woo!
It was
what a shock. It was a shock to my eye.
No, it was a shock to my lips. The northern ones. The northern ones.
The northern lips.
Not the northern lights, but the northern lips. It was a shock. But one that I was happy to have.
Yeah.
One I was happy to have. And it will go down in the annals of time.
In the annals of time, absolutely. File it away. This is At's lore. Y'all better.
The annals of yesteryear.
The annals of yesteryear.
I kissed the entitled housewife, and I never thought that would happen.
Yeah.
I got to say.
Yeah.
But dressed as herself. What a beauty.
Oh, she's so beautiful.
What a beautiful person.
Yes.
Like, really, truly. But yeah, you guys, I'm telling you, okay? You have her put her hand on your face and look you in your eyes with her eyes and pull you in, and you tell me you wouldn't kiss her. I'm sorry, you would.
It's the eyes.
I don't care how straight you are. I'm very straight. And I couldn't resist. I couldn't stop myself. The lips want what the lips want, okay?
Oh my gosh.
And they wanted hers, I guess.
I'll never get over it.
I won't either. And so, Kristin, I'm like, oh, did you get that? Knowing she had just had her phone out.
So sorry.
And she goes, I just turned it
off.
off. Literally just turned it off. So it was.
You know what? I'm glad I was saving battery because we got Bohemian Rhapsody, a lot of that on camera, and the moment Heather had with you at the very end.
Yeah, that was
where
sweet.
Heather spoke directly to you, and she was like, "I love you guys. Y'all are amazing."
Mm-hmm.
And you said some nice things to her. I just
said, you did this. Like,
this is
look
all
at
you.
what you did. Look at what you created. You did it. That like this is one of the best times of all of these same people's lives, and you created this, and you brought all these people together like you did it. And she was like, no, you did. Like, y'all did it.
Y'all did it.
Y'all did it. Y'all showed up and you did it. And I was just like, we just love you so much. And she was like, well, I love y'all so much, and everything. And so it's just nice to know that you can leave a little bit of a mark on someone whose star is shining so brightly that, it was just really dope to have those last few seconds with her when it had calmed kind of down.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was neat. We were just the right place, right time. Mandy might have been the right place, right time the night before. We were the right place, right time this night.
Correct.
And it was awesome. And I did look on Tall Becky's story though. And so that's where I was able to screen record that video where you see Becky lean in, but you can't see that it's me, but you hear the crowd afterwards.
Oh, okay. So you can hear the crowd.
We have a little bit, but we don't, you don't see it's me. Oh, it's 227.
Oh, 227.
Right as I looked that up, my lucky number.
Lucky number.
227, right when I'm talking about Becky's and my kiss. And you can infer whatever you want from that.
Y'all just know, I know it's been a lot of episodes about this, but we have had the time of our lives. And, it was a business expense. And so we had to record about it, obviously.
Exactly.
To make it a write-off.
Yeah, it's a write-off. It's like the government people.
The government people writing it off.
Here it is, Kristin. I'll show you.
Let me see. Because I want to hear the woos.
Oh, it was Lost Without You.
That might have been me screaming. He goes, she's asking for it. Oh my gosh, you guy.
So yeah, right before Lost Without You, she grabs me. I'm like, I guess we're lost without each other.
Oh my.
It was so funny.
Gosh, I'll never get over it. This trip was amazing.
It was iconic. Amazing.
I hope we've given y'all like all the dirty details that y'all wanted. We wanted to bring you along on this adventure and feel like y'all kind of were there with us, and you were there with us in spirit.
Absolutely. I mean, every bit of content we made was to share with y'all.
That's right.
And then, we came back. We couldn't believe our night. Like we genuinely could not believe what had happened and the memories that we had made. And we went to bed really, really late.
Really late. Scraped ourselves together in the morning to get off.
We had to get out. I mean, the captain wakes you up on the intercom at 7:30. Like, y'all gotta get up.
Y'all gotta get up.
Get up and get out.
And
we did. We pulled it together. We got up. We got out. We were very, we were ready. We were ready.
I think so. It was the right amount of time.
Perfect amount of time.
You said there's people that are talking about the next one saying it should be 7 days, and we were like, that's too much.
Too much.
That's too much. I think this was just right.
Just right. We had finally started to learn the ship. Well, you had for sure. And I still didn't because that's not something I'm concerning myself with.
No.
But but it was
4 nights felt good.
It was the right amount of time. We got so much accomplished. We had the best time. We travel so well together. It couldn't be better.
Yeah.
It could not be better. Traveling with you is a joy. It is so easy.
So easy.
I appreciate how laid back you are, but yet still, keep us on task when we need to be.
Yeah, still down to clown,
You're
but
happy to do whatever. Yeah. You're happy to eat whenever, wherever.
Yeah.
All of that. We just travel so well together. And even if we didn't, we would still have fun. But
we would still make it work. But it is one of the first things I said to Matt when I got back was like, we know that we travel well together, but this, solidified that. It's just we're in our little dorm room together and just thrived. And, some days were more lazy or some days were more exciting. And it was great.
Yeah. It's like, do your makeup, do your hair, everybody get this done. Like, it's just, we can just kind of go around each other like this without even speaking.
Yeah.
And there was never a single moment where I'm like, oh my God,
I'm going to kill her.
Never. I mean, I don't know that I've ever had that moment in our entire relationship, friendship, but especially when you are in such tight quarters.
Yes.
I still never once was like, her shit's everywhere or this or that.
Yeah.
Like, never.
I was waiting for our cabin to get really messy because
we wanted to make a reel about it.
I had some audio saved. I'm like, well, when it gets messy, we'll use this. Never happened.
It never happened because I think the themes helped so much in that way.
It did. I definitely didn't overpack. I had a few things extra that I could have worn, like if I had needed to, but this was the best I've packed.
I'm proud of you.
Thank you so much.
I'm so proud of you. So anyway, we got back. We decided to fly out of West Palm Beach again.
Yep.
Because Miami is so crazy. So we Ubered back there, got on our flights, no problems. Got home.
Breezy.
And we have just easy breezy, beautiful cover girl again. So we have been reminiscing ever since and can't wait to share all of this with y'all. And we will be back to our regularly scheduled programming where we make fun of, celebrities and talk pop culture and talk about what's crazy in our lives back home. So much has happened too. So stay tuned for the hot fire content.
We have so much to share with y'all, things that have been going on anyway.
And don't forget to go to our Patreon, subscribe. We have 2 tiers to our Patreon. We've been sharing a lot of extra stuff there from the cruise and other things too. And then, of course, if you're watching us on YouTube, don't forget to subscribe. Always leave us a comment. I was going through our comments recently. One of the ones that cracked me up the most was someone who was like, not trying to be weird, but, do you do a lot of your episodes barefoot or not? Like, this foot video will just haunt us forever.
Wow.
So that was an interesting. I did not even respond, but we are barefoot here, so give them a little show.
There's my feet.
There you go.
There it is. Wow.
And then, of course, follow us on Instagram at allthattosay_podcast. And automatic downloads always are the most helpful when it comes to whichever platform you're listening to us on.
Please.
Make sure that you're signed up for automatic downloads, and you can always review us there as well. So that helps too. I just feel like I'm trying to be a business girly since this was such a big business expense.
This is it.
Are you happy?
I was about to
another one.
Keep pushing that because there's so many places people need to be subscribing.
Yeah, well, there's just so many different ways to support.
Yes, and to find us.
So it would be nice. And if you were on the cruise with us and you're listening to us for the first time because of the recap, then stick around. We're always getting into something.
Yes. Go back, listen to some of our iconic podcasts. They're all iconic. What can I say? We're funny.
Yeah. We're funny.
We're so funny.
And humble.
All right. So that's it. This is to be continued. We will see y'all next week. Continuare. And I'm forever yours faithfully.
Faithfully.